Welcome back to my channel, and we were only left with theorem 6.6 in the previous video. So let's finish the theorem part of exercise 6.2 with the last theorem. So let's start. Firstly, we'll read the statement to understand it in a better way, and there is no proof of this theorem in your syllabus, so kindly understand this completely with the help of this video. Lines which are parallel to the same lines are parallel to each other. Now in this theorem, more than two parallel lines are being dealt with. So firstly, we'll draw the diagram. Suppose there are three parallel lines and the name of the lines is A, B, C are three parallel lines, and there is a transversal trisecting actually, because it's intersecting at 3 points. So trisecting these lines, and let the transversal be L. Okay, so there are angles made, for example, angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. According to this theorem, it's stating that if line A is parallel to line B, if line A is parallel to line B, and line B is parallel to line C, or we can say that if line A is parallel to line B and also line A is parallel to line C, it can be stated in this way as well. Line A is parallel to line C, then line B will also be parallel to line C. It's very simple, and this can be projected to a number of parallel lines more than 3 as well. So similarly, angle 1 will be equal to angle 2 because it's corresponding angle, and angle 2 will be equal to angle 3. In this way, angle 1 will be equal to angle 3. Or you can say, if angle 1 is equals to angle 2 or angle 1 is equals to angle 3, then as a result, angle 2 will be equal to angle 3. So this is what this theorem is trying to say. So with this, we are done with the theorem part of exercise 6.2. Now let's move to the examples of this exercise. So let's start with the very first example of exercise 6.2, which is example 4. Let's read the statement. It's given that PQ is parallel to RS. The figure is given, so don't worry about the figure. PQ is parallel to RS, and angle MXQ is given that 135 degree, and MYR is given 40 degree. We have to find XMY. We have to find this angle. Okay, so in order to apply any principle that we have studied regarding parallel lines or transversal, we have to draw a parallel line. We have to construct it by ourselves, just as like in the last example of previous exercise 6.1. So we'll do a little bit construction over here. We will draw a line. For example, the line is AB. Okay, and we will write it over here that construct AB parallel to PQ. Okay, and it's given that given is PQ parallel to RS, so ultimately AB will also be parallel to RS, because we, according to the last theorem that we have studied, according to theorem 6.6, these lines are parallel, so these lines will also be parallel. Okay, we have written it. Now we have to find angle XMY. Now angle XMY will be divided into two parts because we have drawn a line. So it will be divided into two parts, that is XMB and BMY. So our XMY will be equal to angle XMB plus angle BMY. Clear? Now firstly, with the angle which is easy, firstly find that. Now it's very clear over here that these two are alternate angles, and therefore these will be equal according to theorem 6.3. Okay, so these two angles will be equal, and these two lines are also parallel, therefore these will be equal. Now angle RYM will be equal to angle BMY because these are alternate angles. Now we know that alternate angles are not necessarily equal, but these are only equal when these are formed between two parallel lines by a transversal. Now these two lines are parallel lines, and can you tell me that where is the transversal? You can find it. Just pause this video and find the where is transversal of these lines. Okay, so let me help you. It's here only. My is the transversal, so that is why the alternate angles will be equal. Also, we will write the reason, because AB equal to RS. We have proven it already. So RYM is 40 degree, then therefore angle BMY will also be equal to 40 degree. So now we have found BMY, only we are left with angle XMB. So now just be careful with these steps. PQ is parallel to line AB, clear? And XM is the transversal. It's very clear in the diagram, and these two angles are on the same side of transversal, clear? Now interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. We have studied this as well. That's why I have told you in the previous video that understand the theorems and axioms of this exercise very carefully, because they will be used in each and every step of every example as well as sum. Therefore, angle XMB plus angle MXQ will be equal to 180 degree. These two angles are on the same side of the transversal, and these are interior angles as well, XMB and MXQ. So what is XMB? We have to find XMB, and what is MXQ? That is 135. So 135 degree is equals to 180, and angle XMB will be equal to 180 degree minus 135 degree, and after subtracting these we will get the answer as 45 degree. XMB is 45 degree. Now substitute the values in equation 1. From 2 and 3 substitute in 1. Put 2 and 3 in 1, then you will get angle XMY is equals to 40 plus 45 degree, which is equal to 85 degree. So I hope that you have understood that how we have used the theorems and axioms which we have studied previously in order to solve the sum. It's very easy. Just follow the steps that I am following, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my videos to get daily updates to solve the sums in the easiest way, because sums can also be, the solution of sums can also be seen on various websites, but the thing is some of the students are not able to understand them properly. So I just try to make you understand the sums in the easiest way, in the possible easiest way. So stay tuned, we'll be solving the next example as well. So are you ready to move to example 5th? So let me tell you that in this example no measurement is given, so that's why I have not drawn the diagram already. I'll be drawing the diagram simultaneously along with reading example. If a transversal intersects two lines, there are two lines, not these lines are not necessarily parallel. Transversal is intersecting the lines. Now suppose that lines are AB and CD, and the transversal is MN. Transversal intersects two lines such that the bisectors of a pair of corresponding angles. Now which are corresponding angles? Of course these two and these two. We will take the left side. It's not necessary to take left side. I have only taken for your convenience because I have drawn the transversal tilted in this direction. So for example, OP is this point. MOA and OPC are two corresponding angles. Bisectors of a pair of corresponding angles. This is a pair. Now we have to draw the bisectors. Consider it as E, consider it as F. These are bisectors. These are bisecting the angle into two equal halves, as I have told you in the previous video. So if you have not watched the previous videos of exercise 6.1, kindly watch. Corresponding angles are parallel. Now OE and PF are parallel because bisectors of corresponding angles are parallel. OE and PF are also parallel, it's given. We have to prove that two lines are parallel. The two given lines AB and CD are parallel. So in order to prove that two lines are parallel, you can do either of two things, either of three things. If you want to prove that two lines are parallel, you can prove the theorem 6.2, you can prove theorem 6.3, 6.5, and the last one, the supplementary angles theorem as well. So if you want to prove that these two lines are parallel, you have to prove the corresponding angles are equal, or the alternate angles are equal, or the interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary. You can prove any of these three. So firstly, let's take that firstly, whenever in a sum the bisectors are given, we have to use that bisectors. It's very clear that we will use the bisectors to solve the sum, because there is always a purpose of everything that is given in the statement. So now OE or MOE is bisector of MOA, so we will write that now the things that I have told you, you have to write those things as well, that these two are lines, and these are transversal, these are bisector, these are parallel as well. You have to write these, okay? But I am directly starting with this proof. Now MOE, angle MOE will be equal to half of angle MOA. Clear? Because it's a bisector. Similarly, in the second corresponding angle also, angle OPF is equal to half of angle OPC. We have to prove MOA is equal to angle OPC, because the corresponding angles, when these will be equal, you will automatically find that two lines are parallel, because when we'll prove that corresponding angles are equal, then two lines will be automatically proven to be parallel. Now we have written the bisectors function, that it has bisected MOA and OPC in two equal halves. Now just omit these two lines AB and CD, just omit these lines from your imagination and consider that these two are parallel. It's given that OE and PF are parallel. These two are parallel. Just produce in your imagination backwards, and just produce it backwards, and MN will be the transversal of OE and PF as well. Now the corresponding angles will be given. Now which will be the corresponding angles? Omit AB and CD, so the diagram will be MN, so EO produce backwards, FP produce backwards, so these will be the corresponding angles. Okay, so MOE will be equal to OPF. Angle MOE is equal to angle OPF. Why? Due to corresponding angles axiom. Clear? Just you have to omit these two lines from your imagination. Until or unless you omit these lines, you will not be able to understand this step. Okay, so let me draw example for you, draw the diagram for your convenience of the step that I have just told you. So we will be omitting AB and CD, and these are two lines which are parallel. Now these two lines are OE and PF. Clear? Now MN is its transversal. MN. I know that in this it's just intersecting the terminal point, but I have just drawn it, so it's not a big deal. You can produce it backwards as well. Okay, so this is transversal, so these angles will be the corresponding angles and will be equal, because these two lines are given parallel. That is why I was saying that you have to omit these two lines. MOE is equals to OPF. Clear? Why? Because of corresponding angles axiom. So now the left hand sides of first and second equation are proven to be equal, so right hand sides will be also equal. Therefore half of angle MOA will be equal to half of angle OPC. Half will be cancelled and MOA will be equal to angle OPC. MOA is equals to angle OPC. Now corresponding angles are equal, therefore AB is parallel to CD. Why? Due to corresponding angles axiom. You can also write the complete axiom that if a pair of corresponding angle is equal, then the lines are parallel. So we have used axioms corresponding angles axiom to solve example 5. Okay, so we are done with 2 examples and only left with 1 example. So we'll be doing that in the next video. So before leaving my channel, do like, share and subscribe, and kindly post your queries related to any particular sums in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to reply you with the desired solution.